Greetings, Earthlings. It's nice to see everyone. Feel like Bird Month was a lot of fun, but now it's over. Now it's over. You got a little burnout by the end of it. Needed to take a little bit of a break. So now we can focus at least for a couple of weeks, maybe on random dragonflies. Won't hurt to get better at some wings, right? Get there. Making sure my windows are right. How has everyone been? Has the world been kind? Perfect. Get a nice start for the cute little body frame for him. A little bit more thick in the middle. No hate at all for little Mr. Thick Dragonfly. We'll give him a couple of eyes so we can see what we're doing. And at least one of the wings will come out from there. The other will come out from there. And then have a little bit more thin part come that direction. And we'll do another underneath so that way we can remember exactly where the lines go. And just a little bit of separation. Have them be just a little bit purple. We'll start off, I guess it's a little more blue, huh? Maybe I should fix our lighting situation. Give him a little bit more love. That's too bright. There we go, that's a little better. Let's mix in a little bit of an aqua. Change the color of the blue for him. Just a little bit lighter. That way he's going to start looking like he's a little iridescent. Cheers to hydration. I swear, one of these days my voice will get used to talking so much. Maybe I need to stop yelling. And our first one's going to go right up. Give a nice little curve. Come right back down. What am I kidding? We need a little more emphasis upward there. And go right down to this little friend. Try and keep it even. Maybe I went a little bit thicker on this side. That's okay. We'll come back through. How's everyone's day going? Trying to move away from Bird Month now that that's all folks. And now I want to focus on some bugs, I think. I feel like bugs are one of those iridescents and kind of entomology. Let's move out into that. So if anyone has any fancy bugs they would like to suggest, I am all ears. I'm all eyes if we were talking about arachnids. I guess they're not really insects as much as cool. I do love spiders. Let's see, we have a little bit thicker over here. It happens every time. What do we think on the top? Top will need a little bit more too. And then I'll come back through with a little bit more color, so I want it to be somewhat clear, but our wings still aren't right, are they? Gosh darn it. Damn it. Okay. Let's start with a little pink over here. Let's go up just a little more. Come right down. Get the pink there. Okay, I think we're feeling a little better. And by we, I mean all the voices in my brain telling me, no, it's not right. I think following the picture is one of the most, or at least looking at the screen as I'm going along, that helps so much for me. Because for whatever reason, my eyes lie. I'll see something and I'll be staring at it for 20, 30 minutes, and then I'm like, oh yeah, that perspective's totally right. And you take a picture of it, everything is not right. Everything is panic mode. But, well, that's the fun of art, right? Now that one looks a little bit more... Pow! Pow! What is it, the guy from Step Brothers, when the pow the whole time, he's just like, I want to just punch you in the face. That's what this little guy's attitude's going to be. Face come out just a little more. A couple of cute little antennae. Don't really think they have those, but he's gonna have them today. See, it's got a little fancy. He's not gonna be anatomically correct, and that's okay. Mix in some yellow, maybe bring out a little bit of the blend and the purple still. I like to use one brush for almost everything when it comes to the flattening, and then I'll come in later with the details and the thin and the curvy brushes. I think the first one's turning out magically. Slowly but surely, we'll get there. Make him a little longer, a little bit less wet on the paint. So I've got the backgrounds usually prepped a few days in advance, so that way I can just come in and kind of focus on the subject. Just spend a day prepping 10 to 15 different canvases, so that way I know that I've always got some sort of stock to go reference and go back to. Oops. Dropping my trusty little napkin. I'll mix in some red. I'll go over with an orange blend in a moment. I usually don't like using red. Red is one of those colors that are so beyond intimidating. Do you guys like red? I feel like it needs to have its own place and purpose. to the top of the wings to add a little bit more definition. I want it to be a little brighter over here. Go over that again. Give just a fun little blend there. The goal is to give it a little bit of an iridescent look. Which, if everything in life was iridescent, I would be happy. And we'll just like that. Grab a little bit of smaller detail. Start going over the wings again. I want a lot more purple here. Purple has been my most recent favorite color. Why? No idea. There's something magical about it. It has a little bit more of a gentle demand. Of course, I could open my water before taking drinks. Cheers to all of your lovely faces. Now let me go in with a little bit of green. Hi, Xanax. How are you? I was watching you play the other day. We couldn't chat because I was at an event. But it looked fun. Happy World to you. Tell me, do you have a favorite bug? I can sense the sarcasm. You just got out of a company event, which was a lot of fun. Was it though? I feel like corporate events were either hit or miss. Sometimes they actually were fun. Now the speakers, that part could be done away with sometimes because I would just want to fall asleep. A favorite insect? Yeah. I'm starting on my, I think I want to do bug month now. We've done bird month. Now we need to do bug month. And they don't have to make sense. Because what in life does. Okay. Praying mantises are awesome. Praying mantises it is. Praying manti. See, I love the different ideas that you guys have, because I could go all day with being like, creativity, but you're like these kind personal prompts. You like give me challenges, throw them at my face like a dodgeball. How was your weekend? Get a little closer to being excited for your new adoptee venture. I had a girls' day for playing Magic yesterday, so there were about 10 of us. It was a fun time, and I got beat every round. Congratulations! Good for them. I'm proud of them. The amount of work and time to put into getting to that place. Barcades are our generation, and I'm very grateful for them. When I lived in Portland, there were so many. Portland had a nice little weird, wonderful vibe about it. You think he started about the same year that you and your wife did? So it's finally about time? Tell him that, right? There's a lot of lost sleep and a lot of just lack of social life. The amount of commitment that you have to yourself to be able to ignore all those things. That's cool. Alright guys, we're going to add a little more yellow because this is not nearly enough. I was a little under the weather the past 3 or 4 days, so my voice is especially trying to recover. My Patrick Mahomes voice is extra today. I'm definitely not sure I'm going to finish this one in an hour because the details in the very end will be way more fun. But if it takes two, it takes two. It takes two, baby, for me and you, little dragonfly. Yeah, doesn't everyone say he sounds like Kermit the Frog? Yep, that's exactly what it is. Sometimes he'll be in interviews and you can tell that he's either annoyed with people asking or he'll play into it. But I imagine that does get a little frustrating. Not enough for me to stop saying it myself. Maybe if I were a Kansas City Chief fan, maybe then I would be bothered by it. But not today, suckers. Not today. Your wife is in Dallas for her company event. I'm getting lots of rain right now, aren't they? The new headquarters is really cool. Dallas Fort Worth is really fun. Fort Worth has a lot of character. It's crazy how different Dallas and Fort Worth are. Have you had an opportunity to go visit? Too much red? Not yet. Are you a city person or are you more nature friendly? I feel like you'd be more nature happy. I grew up outside of Tyler in the country of Texas, and so sometimes my accent will come back pretty hard, but I miss the vultures, I miss the turtles, I miss the nature there. Definitely the latter, but I always love how much stuff there is to do in a city. Although a lot of it's really kind of the same stuff, shop and eat. Yeah, right? It really is just that. It's kind of like, okay, what kind of cuisine is this area famous for? And so I remember getting some enchiladas at a fantastic Mexican restaurant. And the next place that we went to, I was like, okay, I feel like they're probably going to be along the same lines. And so I asked for, I think, a side of sour cream to go with the guac that they had served. And instead of giving me the side, they made the enchiladas in sour cream instead of like a red or a green sauce. and it was the most disgusting thing I've probably ever seen in my life. So don't trust them on enchiladas if you go there to eat. Yeah, Fort Worth is fun to walk around. They've got the livestock downtown, and that makes me sound very country to talk about. But they'll open up the gates, and there's just all these like 100 longhorns that go through. It's like only Texas thinks. Got a little more pink here. I'm trying to keep the colors as even as I can on this. Praying Mantis sounds way more fun than I was thinking. Here and I was just gonna stick to something like a Dragonfly month. So I went looking for. We started doing the house search, and that's been so tiring. I've always been. I don't like shopping. I don't know about you, but there's something exhausting about shopping as a whole. I would just rather stay at home and then I'll look online for whatever I want and pick it out that way. And I think it's obviously the convenience of having that. But I hate going, even then, I hate spending time shopping. Like, I don't want to be spending an hour on this. I need to invent an app that can just read my mind. But yeah, the house search has been very tiring. Trying to find the exact thing that one person that you need. Especially in a city like you're talking about. Let's see. I did not need to mix the yellow, but that's fine. Let's go a little bit more here. My brain got all sorts of confused for a second. Let's have some coffee and fix that. We have an agent, which I'm very, very grateful, because doing this process by myself would be just overwhelming. But I think it's the driving and the looking in different places, and as a first-time buyer, they did help a lot, but I don't think I'd use one next time. No? Okay. That, yeah, I mean, obviously first-time buyer, and so I don't understand the benefit of doing it without one, outside of just feeling like I don't have as many resources. Oops. The frames might be dropping. Let's see. Anyways, hopefully connection's okay. Ours didn't do anything for us until we basically selected it. Really? Ours has been pretty good. She's been every day asking, what kind of listings we're looking for. Oh, what? A contestant on the show Married at First Sight? Did you know that before you found them? What was that experience like? Like, did they talk to you about what they were doing? How interesting. No? How did you find out that they were on? Oh my gosh. We didn't talk about it. We didn't think it was professional. That's fair. Right, because people have outside lives in which we don't have to explain things to one another. I'm just getting a different color of paint. I should probably explain that to you before I just disappear underneath my desk into my tunnel. We found his Instagram, and there were a lot of people commenting on his person in the comments. We were talking about him being on a show, and we're kind of puzzled, and then we looked up his bio. So I think it's really rad that you didn't make a spectacle of it. That has to be incredibly embarrassing for people that just don't really want that attention, or maybe want to move on from it. Like, you're allowed to be different people as you live through this life experience. And I mean, if you want to go be a contestant on a game show, go right ahead. Who's to say no? I would definitely like to ask him what it was like. Yeah, right? I imagine a lot of those types of shows are scripted. I don't know how he's going to react. Like, it's something he wants to put in his past or not. Yeah. Yeah, when people are. It's almost like they would introduce that fact about themselves. But it probably gets him more people for his clientele. I imagine if you tell somebody that you're on a game show, that's going to be very easy conversation. Like, if I were on Jeopardy, I would be telling everybody that I was on Jeopardy, right? Be like, you should have heard me. I knew all the facts. I was like Ken Jennings. It was amazing. That would be in my bio. That'd be on my resume. I'd be so annoying about it. I've met a couple of celebrities. I'm sure you've had different experiences. How about you? Um, you know, two people who've been on Jeopardy at least. Really? That's fun. Are they humble about their experience? Would you go on Jeopardy, or what game show do you think that you'd partake in? Need a little bit of white here. There we go. Not too much. Just add a little bit of glow to start off. Add a little bit of green. Don't want it to be just pure white. I haven't really talked to them in a long time. The people went to okay. Fair. Yeah, I've met a couple of celebrities, and some people are really cool. Some people are not. But I feel like that is part of the game. Sometimes you get overwhelmed with meeting people, and I guess people don't really owe anyone anything. So if you meet somebody and maybe they don't want to give you your autograph, or maybe they just aren't having the best day, they're allowed. I think it's when I hear people that are some of my favorite celebrity, like my favorite quarterback, for example, um, when they have an interview and they are not the nicest person. So that kind of stuff is very disappointing. But what can you do? It's like the aspect of don't meet your heroes. Don't listen to interviews with your favorite people. Life will just be sad afterwards. Now, I've heard there's some really cool people, like Post Malone is probably one of the nicer celebrities that I've heard people talk about. I think a lot of that comes from him just being maybe the nerdy kid a little bit growing up. So he knows what it feels like. I've seen him, or I've seen clips of him getting handed magic cards at concerts and stuff. And I thought that's really fun. Like, to be welcoming, to just love people like that. That's rad. You heard he has a very potent odor. Okay, then he's a gamer. He bought the one, yes, the One Ring magic card. I can only imagine what it was like to be that person to find it and then have the Pinkertons come to your house. Like, that's scary. Certain people I'm not trying to have come over and visit. They are top that list. Let's go. Give him some cute little red eyes. People have been going. Hasbro has been having really bad luck lately. You're right. In that they're kind of tanking their own ship. So I don't think they can be mad at anyone but themselves. You're ostracizing your own people when you either make it too expensive for people to enjoy or you continue to make products that you know that they don't want. It's like watching people so much be upset about the price of, because now scalpers have gotten into things, and so you can't enjoy your same passion when you have, they lost two of their biggest creative minds from D&D to Critical Role. Really? I didn't know that. I mean, I knew that Critical Role has been it's been rolling. Guys, please don't report me for such a bad joke, please. But has it really been? I mean, I guess it has been. It's getting more and more corporate to be there. The new set looks like it's going to be fun. With some space in your face. Space Ghost. Coast to coast. Alright. I think we're doing okay here. Space Ghost will always be in my head. Wait. So, did you know that dragonflies have some sort of the highest percentage of successful hunt to capture rates? No, I did not. Out of, I mean, all of the creatures, 90% of their predatory attempts result in a catch. Wow. Is that just speed? I didn't realize that they were that fast, if I'm honest. I mean, I know that they're fast, but I feel like hummingbirds and just animals in general have that. Their compound eyes allow them to catch their prey with surgical precision. That's so fucking cool. This is what you're here for. You're here to spit some facts. And I, for one, am very grateful. I personally appreciate the expansive brain in which you care to share. If we were zombies, we would all be benefiting. Because I think that's what happens, right? If you eat someone's brain that has a giant, awesome brain, you get their knowledge. It's kind of like Siler from Heroes. Does anyone remember Heroes? Please tell me someone remembers Heroes. Am I just this old? Compared to lions or tigers, which have a 6% success rate or something like that. Damn. Cats really are weak, huh? Is that just I wonder if that's like the burst of energy and how much they choose to conserve. Whereas dragonflies are like, nope, we got stamina, bitches. We are going for days. Little batteries. There's a lake close by, a few hours north of where I live, and if you take the paddle, like, I've gone paddleboarding out there, and if you take it to a certain section, it's almost like these little cavern places, but they're just surrounded, and there's so many dragonflies everywhere. Also, another one, in fact. The first time the concept of zombies eating brains was ever introduced was Return of the Living Dead series from the 80s. I did not know that. Hey, first, high five, right? Because I had no fucking clue that that's where it was originated from. It's like the idea of sharks coming after you when you're in the ocean was all introduced by Jaws, and how much that fear has been just preyed upon when there's so little shark attacks that actually happen. It's like dragonflies and hippos are the things that we really need to be worried about. One of the zombies said brains, and I guess it caught on from there. The 80s were a fantastic time. I don't think the 80s give enough credit now for all of the cultural weird things in which they gifted. At least that's my opinion. I don't either. 80s music is definitely not. 80s music has always been hard for me. Because you do get some things like, okay, the Pretty Hate Machine, wasn't that 1989? Now, I'm sure you could consider Nine Inch Nails a little more 90s. That being said, the album came out in 89, and In Excess was rad. In Excess was really cool. Am I talking myself into the 80s music? Potentially. Like Talking Heads, okay, I get up. I think it's more the Duran Duran-esque and like the poppiness that comes along with the 80s that I was never really big into. You prefer 60s and 70s? Okay. The 70s was the creative peak of music. I would wholeheartedly agree with that statement. I think that jam bands are going to be lost when Dave Matthews is no longer a thing. I mean, I guess you have bands like Lettuce and a little more like the reggae-esque that still do it, but the 70s was different for music. I feel like a collective was part of the whole generation in the 70s. There are a few bands carrying on the jam band legacy. Yes. I guess Fish would still be up there for a jam band, right? All right, let's get the outline finished and then we will start in with some details. Fish seems like they only get better with age. I listened to them recently. I was like, all right, maybe I'm just getting older, because now they're way cooler. Get a little outline on this little friendo. Are we ready for some actual? It's always trying to get the exact lines that send my brain into a little bit of a noodle. No, I've never heard of King Gizzard. I don't have anything to write on. Here. There, I'll remember it. Okay. Okay, go off. First off, I would love to hear a little bit more about King Gizzard. I am going to absolutely remember to look them up when I'm finished. Maybe I've heard them and I just don't realize that that's who it is. Nonetheless, are we talking jam band happiness? I'm getting some of the darker lines. Now I have way more anxiety. 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 Let's curve all the way out here. In their early days, they were more of a garage psych band. But lately, they've been getting more jammy. Now they've attracted a huge swath. Okay. More Fish fans? Okay. They just... 27th album? 27th album? Okay. Holy bananas, Batman. In 2 separate years, to 2017 and 2022, they released. Oh my gosh. So I guess the 2022 part would make a little bit more sense, being that you have COVID left a lot of people to be a little bit more creative and find things that they really appreciated about themselves. But when you've already had that many albums, I don't think you're gonna find out, hey, we should be creative. You already know you're gonna be creative together. And they practice pretty much every genre. Oh, okay. That's rad. Have you seen them live? Probably 6 times. Wow. Okay. I will take your suggestion, and I know exactly what I mean. Okay. With 27 albums, where do I start? Because you want to talk about overwhelming. 27 albums. It feels like a story. And I love lore, so let's go. You have a nice collection of signed vinyl and other memorabilia. That's rad. I love. Okay, Red Rocks is one of the coolest venues. If anyone gets an opportunity to see a concert at Red Rocks, please go. Please go. There is nothing like it. Um, it's just, it's heavenly. It's like an completely outwardly experience. They care so much to provide the best experience, like the best sound. Whole album discography is based off of some weird multiverse. Oh, that they invented and called the Giz. And there's a lot of reoccurring motives and themes. I love lore. Xanax, that's so rad. You have you 100% turn my brain into a little bit more of a jam band here. Okay, so I feel like you can't really go wrong with anything that they're going to be listening to. Is that what I'm understanding? That basically everything that they have is good quality. Plus, I'd like to understand the lore. Okay. 27 albums is a lot to get through. Find a sound I vibe with, and then start from there. There are a few flow charts and websites dedicated to helping people get into the band. Love this. I feel like there's probably a whole subreddit too, if there's that many people. Okay. Okay. I'll have to check out the fan page too. I'll be like, I know the admin. It's fine. It's fine. I'll just hold up a badge. Be like, I know the band. I know the admin. It's fine. Trying to make sure every little one is even. At the same time, going back through and making sure there's a little bit of highlight too. Where's my highlighter friend? Of course, I didn't bring half of my brushes. I meant to. Why do I do this to myself? Maybe we'll stick with paint pens then. I will admit though, they have a lot of fans who've been very toxic. I feel like that goes with everything anymore. There's a lot of gatekeeping in Magic the Gathering. There's gatekeeping in just bands that people have been a fan of for most of their life. And at some point, generations have to pass the torch if you want something to continue to succeed, right? So you have to allow new fans to come in if you're a lot of chronically online Gen Z millennials who don't really know how to interact with people. Yep. People that just want to like outlash or lash out, outlash, just lash out at others because they don't agree with their decision. It's like, you know what? We're allowed to all be different people. In fact, that's what makes life really fun. I don't want to be like everyone else. I want to be my weird self, but also chill the fuck out. Like, it's not that serious, everyone. Having other people enjoy music is actually a blessing. Then you get more people continuing to make things. It's like I feel conflicted sometimes when I sit in like that angle. Let's do that and that. How's that? Is that a little better? Looking a little more like a dragonfly and less like a whatever. He's a lightning bug. Man, lightning bugs are cool. Do you get lightning bugs where you're at? I know that was a very, very random question. Fireflies. King Gizzard. How have I never heard of King Gizzard? 27 albums. We call them fireflies, and yes, sometimes you can see them in trees. Yeah, the technical term will always be in my brain, and I know I should call them by their real name. Why do we get stuck in calling them lightning bugs? What's wrong with us? And why can I still not want to do anything with that? They're beetles? Really? I didn't know that. I didn't know that they weren't bugs. Okay, so beetles aren't bugs either then? Beetles are their entity, their own little subgenre in entomology. Hello, Vaco! Yellow. It was all yellow. You're here for the last 12 minutes of this dragonfly that I'm definitely going to continue working on. How art thou, my corduroy friend? We've moved on from bird month. So, no more birds. They've all become drones. Now we have new bird wings. The word bug is very specific to insects and the Hemioptericlad. Clade? Claude. It is hot. Yes, it is warm here too. It's melty hot. It's like you step outside and everything is terrible. This is the kind of weather we're having here. Everything is terrible weather. I have oven mitts sometimes that I have to put on my steering wheel of my car when I go places in which they don't have shade. People aren't meant to live in these conditions. Oh, okay. Nice and humid where you're at then. That's kind of fun. At least you get a cloud cover and some nice stormy weather. A little bit of mugginess in your face. People say that. People say that it's different, and really both are terrible. Both have their own terrible parts to them, and that's okay. I hope you are having a fantastic part of your world as well, outside of it being warm, because that part is no fun, not at all. What's your favorite bug, Vaco? Any that you're a friend with? Put in a little bit of highlights around the corners of the wings so that way I can feel like it actually pops a bit. And definitely I'm open to any sort of bugs, insects, entomology that you can think of. After all, how to do well, we did the penguin last time. No, it wasn't the penguin that you wanted. Damn it, I can't remember the bird that you had suggested. I painted a lot of birds. You should see my walls in my studio. There's so many birds in the walls. Okay, your favorite insect. That's a better way to say it. Thanks, Annex. I appreciate you. Like, I wasn't gonna get that right. Let's see. Maybe a paint marker is what we need here. Get some of the extra little tiny details. You are very pedantic when it comes to animal taxonomy. But see, taxonomy, gosh, damn it, I can't say words. I personally appreciate the education that you are gifting us. Because it's like a little learning lesson we have at the same time. The first one. And plus, you get to be more weird with it. It's like show and tell. And I'm not going to paint anything that's accurate, but we will paint things that are fun. Nope, too close. Too close. We'll do one more. Looking a little bit like eyeballs now. Not at all what I'm intending. Ladybugs are cool. Okay. Ladybug next round. After we do praying mantis, you got it. Ladybugs are sweet. Like, we just want to be cute and help the world. But we are kind of invasive. So, have fun. I feel like the best things in life are also slightly invasive. What's a personal bubble? I don't know. Ladybugs are beetles, not true bugs. Oh man. Okay, so what I need to be saying is insect. What is your favorite insect? Which would qualify. Xanax like, no, fact. Bears beats Battlestar Galactica. I'm totally not comparing you to Dwight, but I do appreciate the factual knowledge that you're dropping on our faces. His eyes are not correct. They're not correct. They're not correct. Getting a little closer here. We're having fun. We're having fun. I would like to start sending paintings out to people that would like them. Maybe do some raffles to my favorite followers, or my finest followers, you guys. So my favorite bug is when I played Cyberpunk 2077. There were these invisible bumps in the road, and every time you hit one at high speed, your car would do. You like that bug, huh? You're ridiculous. I've never played that, but I heard that it was nothing but just frustrating for everyone. I'm sorry that it didn't come out to what your heart deserved. Disappointment Central. Checkmate. Uh-oh, you guys are out of control now. There's gotta be something to top that. Alright, get a little bit more highlight in here. I want to make sure all the lines are at least a little more visible. He'll look somewhat reasonable by the end of it. You say the end of it. We've already been here for almost an hour. Oh my gosh, by golly. I'm sorry, guys. I know it was supposed to be an hour only. Whoopsies. Whoopsies. I love this green so much. I'm gonna have to bring in a little bit of yellow though. The 90-minute insect challenge. Thank you, Vaco. I'm honestly just enjoying it. I feel like the colors are way more fun inside of insects. Birds and insects are two things that we are gifted with that we do not give enough love to. Like spiders. Come on now. Arachnids need love. Give your fellow spider a high five. Does not matter which leg. Really? Why do they... You're such a goose. You almost had me. You did have it. What are you kidding? I totally did not catch that joke until in the middle of it. Most insects bug me, he said. Well, do you even have antennae? So, bzz, bzz, motherfucker. Alright, what happens when... Checkmate, Faco. Really? Your hair's long enough to tie? That's fun. Make sure to always get a trim. I have a haircut tomorrow. I have so much anxiety about it. Every time I go to get my hair cut, I feel like they cut off too much. How long is it? How long's yours? Just past the shoulder? Long hair takes work. That's some dedication that you have. Here we go. Create a little bit more of that highlight. That way we can see the difference between the wings. Just below your chin is how long your hair is. That's fun. What made you decide to grow it out? Yeah. Get trims though. It'll help the growth, I promise. I'm trying to be one of those crazy horse girls with my hair. No, not that horse girls are crazy. But they always have super long hair. So I'm just kind of seeing how long I can grow mine. Like Little House on the Prairie style hair. I think that's why I have anxiety about going to get a trim, because I know they're gonna cut off more than I want. Not too much money. That's fair. Can you cut your own hair? Would you cut your own hair if you felt brave enough? I used to shave half my head off, half my hair off my head. Zombies would love that. I've always noticed that horse girls start to slowly look more and more like the horses they ride. Nay. If I could be a horse girl, I would. I would love to have horses. I would love to have that much land to be able to ride horses. Horses are big and scary, though. I could. Everyone could. I would if someone paid me. Just get some scissors, Vaco. I promise. It'll be fun. Can all cut our own hair today. Today's challenge. Let's see how we can trim our hair. Vaco first. Mixing a little bit of blue with the white here, create a little bit lighter of that texture. Maybe throw in some aqua. Why have you contemplated going bald? Just because it's easier to maintain? I mean, do it if you want to. I've contemplated it too. But, well, people look at me a little more funny. I'm like 5 foot, just walking around. I look aggressive when I have my hair shaved like that. Maybe it's just my face being aggressive because I don't want people to look at me. How we digging the wings here, guys? Looking a little bit more like an actual dragonfly. Get a little more love on this side. You think your barber would want to kill you, though? Yeah, having cooler hair or having that haircut during the summertime, having thick, long hair is frustrating. I either wear it up most days or I just contemplate shaving it all off. I feel that. I guess that's fair, Vaco. Why not? And then you can say you've done it, so you at least know what your brain looks like, you know? You shave your head, you can see. Because some people have awkward shaved heads, right? I feel like I kind of have an awkward shaved head when I shaved it, so I only made sure that it was either the undercut in the back or at least the left side. And that was fun. It was great in the summer, but I was always too anxious if I was like, okay, if I shave all of it, this is gonna be boom. You're such a nerd. You're such a nerd. This is why we can't have nice things. Can't take you in public. Dad jokes everywhere. You wish. I don't know. It depends on what the nerd's gonna be about. That was pretty geeky. Statements I won't be repeating. Worst things to clip. That blue looks so nice. Compliment it. Compliment it, Vaco. Tell him he looks nice. Okay, I think I like the blue the most on that now. I'm definitely It is horrible. See, this is why you should come to every one of my art galleries, Vaco. I need you to keep me humble. That's what's happening here. You're like, begin again. 40 hours in, begin again. Start again. No mas. A little bit on the thicker lines there. Come back through. Yay. Trash, trash, garbage. My God, trash. You're gonna be the only person I invite to the galleries. Be like, you know, I know who's gonna keep it honest. Motherfucking Vaco. Motherfucking Vaco. But Xanax can be there too, so that way you can at least make sure to spit some facts. Hey! Good luck. I'm gonna be off of my art stream here in probably like 15-20 minutes, so if you're still around, Xanax, I will, maybe we should come raid you. That's what we'll do. Vaco and I will come ambush. I haven't done that yet. Maybe we'll try that. If not, at least I'll come lurk. Have fun. And thank you for hanging out. All of the love. Have you had a chance to go? Have you been on stream yet lately, Vaco? I keep watching. Like, if you do, I'm gonna come bother you. Pre-warned. This is your life now. Yeah, because you said you stream sometimes, right? It's just been a minute? Or a lot of minutes? Yeah? Yeah, I do. There's like... so that people don't talk about enough is that anxiety that hits with signing on. And it's a whole lot of fun when you have the button as a force field. The button has a force field. It so does. That's such a healthy way to explain it. Um, it really does, because you're like, okay, I'm just gonna hang out with cool people and just paint, right? Like, what am I afraid of? Like, I'm not gonna go get bullied. No one's gonna take my lunch money. Like, I should not be afraid. But it still comes with the social anxiety of exposing yourself. And I don't know about you, but I personally struggle with mental health stuff. Um, and so adding in that anxiety to the force field that's already there, it's just like sometimes it can feel paralyzing. And I think a lot of people miss out on the opportunity to stream because of that anxiety. Like, fear can be such a bitch. Fear is a hoe. And I have it just as much as everyone else does. It's just like that fake it till you make it type of thing. So it's not really anxiety for you as much as other things. Okay, that's fair. Would it help if you had a different game? I think the house stress is definitely getting to me, but also it's summertime. And summertime leaves a lot of internal, because you can't really go out and explore nature. Um, and honestly, the world is just kind of stressful for people. And so I think that, yes, I'm okay, but some days are just kind of overwhelming, you know? And like, don't really want to do a whole lot else except for hang out with your dogs. But also, what kind of potato are we having? Are they French fries? Are we doing some baked potatoes, some mashed potatoes? Gonna do the twist. Do the mashed potato, do the mashed potato. Can you do the twist? Can you do the twist? A sweet one. Sweet potatoes are heavenly. But I can never get the right texture to actually make a sweet potato fry the way that I would like to make a sweet potato fry. I think we're getting close to this little friendo. Maybe add on a lighter color and some of the okay, what's the thing that you always fuck up sweet potatoes? And not like a, you see those sweet potatoes? I'ma fuck them up. It's more like a, it just fucked up the sweet potatoes. Fuck it, there goes the sweet potatoes. Got our, thank you. I appreciate you. I think I want to add in a little bit more texture because I definitely feel like it's not enough. But that's also my brain telling me that you can always do more, Sheena. Do more. Do more. It's like Gollum is in my brain. Do more, Sheena. The sweet potato says no. Are you good at cooking? I'd say I can make some good mashed potatoes. I like the extra little details here that we're gonna put in. It's probably gonna be way overboard that I'm doing all this, but whatever. And I'm using Mr. Posca marker again because, well, why not? I don't know how to cook for just myself. I always make way too much food. So, and that comes with also desserts. I love baking desserts for people. I hate baking desserts and then having a bunch of stuff left over, but I love baking. I had a little get together this past week, or yesterday, and I made a bunch of cupcakes, a bunch of cookies, a spinach and artichoke dip. I was like, what else can I do? Forgetting completely that I'm going to someone else's house that's hosting, but I'm definitely more of that person. Like, let me feed you. My southerner kicks in pretty hard. I want to just invite you, like, come on over, just come sit down at the table, let me feed you. I swear. My granny would be proud. Get a little antenna back. Little antennas. Oh, he's feeling so happy. I almost stopped for crawfish the other night as I was on my way home. Have you ever had crawfish? And you just ate? What'd you have for lunch? We could just talk for food for hours. I made these lemon cakes. Amazing. Amazing. I guess it's mostly dinner for you, huh? I'm like forgetting completely what time difference are. or time change. I live in a state in which I don't have to change the clocks because we are lazy in this state. Noodles and sauce from some leftover chicken. Okay. Alright, so it says there's going to be an ad break in 5 minutes. I don't know if that's going to happen or not. Let's see here. I thought I enabled something so that it, whatever. We'll see. If it pops up, you know when it's coming. If it pops up though, I'm gonna take a quick 5 and go grab myself some more water. Because hydration is important. Alright, so make this one a little bit thicker. Come through there. What's your favorite food? I think crawfish is definitely, or alligator. I eat alligator all fucking day. People don't talk how good alligator is. You can tell I'm from Louisiana when the foods that I'm talking about, even though, well, I'm a pescatarian. I do like eating fish. Don't really eat any other meats, but I love crawfish. Tiny little wannabe shrimp. Don't like that. Don't like that. We're gonna have to fix it. We're gonna have to fix it. I was trying to create a little bit of reflection on his eyes, but I don't think it needs that. Summer potatoes? Okay, what are summer potatoes? It sounds good. So I've had smoked salmon from when I lived in Oregon, but I've never had it made in any other way that was definitely like, damn, that salmon's good. It's like fresh potatoes that you can eat the skin too. Okay. So are they whole potatoes? Like you just bake them? Because that's probably what it is. It's like you put things on them. Like often people will put chives or butter, sour cream, bacon. I'm saying all the things that I remember from working at restaurants that people would eat. Okay. So ours are more baked when we do them that way. But boiled potatoes sounds, delicious too. That's mashed potatoes. Is what we do with them mostly. You boil them and then you mash them. Tell them who's boss. You smash the shit out of them. The simple butter and chive sauce. Okay. Yeah, chives is the same word I think that you're expressing. Some of the words are called the same thing, but the English language likes to mess up a lot of things. Things get so confusing in between for that. Like, why do we have to be complicated? How many words do we need to be the same thing? You had to Google. Green rings, chives. Can I get the green rings, please? The little green rings on my food. Perfect little guy. All right. I think before we go too hard and I maybe mess him up a little bit more, let's fix his eyes. And then maybe a little bit more blue on the body. I lied. I wanted more blue. Green Lantern sauce. That's a perfect way to explain it. Green Lantern sauce. What do I think there? All right. Okay, it said it kicked over, but I don't believe it. Please tell me if I'm... I accidentally clicked on the cheer button. It's like you can't cheer your own room, your own chat. Not bad. What is your favorite DC comic? Green Lantern sauce. There we go. Yeah, it's definitely something on my end that's not popping up right. Which Batman is king from DC. Speak it. Batman will forever be king of DC. I have 4 boxes of Batman comics from like the late 70s to the early 2000s, and I have not gone through everything that's there, but the detective comics are so fun to look at the art, to just imagine where people's brains were, like Batman fighting sharks and Batman being an actual like vigilante. All right, we got 6 more minutes. I think we can say that this came out a little better than it would have at an hour mark. Add in a little bit more blue on the outside so that way we can see it more. Because like I said, I love this blue color. I don't really know who has Marvel or who would be king there. I always liked the X-Men, but they were never really anything. They were kind of in their own. Like, come on, Storm, Psylocke, let's get real. They're badass. Thank you, Mr. Dragonfly. I know I'm soft, but I like the vulnerable stuff from the bats, especially the lady killer parts. Like, Selena Kyle, you talking about how Poison Ivy was a bad bitch, or Harley came in later. She was not really a thing. There's Batgirl, all of them. Selena Kyle was my favorite. I don't know how you can't love Catwoman, but I always loved her attitude. Just her no fucks giving towards everything. Gimme. I feel it. I feel it. It's just being the different actresses that played throughout the different time. I think the original Batman, the Adam West Batman, had the coolest Catwoman. I just can't remember her name right now. And then if we're going for Batman movies, Batman Returns with Michelle Pfeiffer. No contest. She is the queen. How so? Why is Marvel harder to choose? A little bit of white there. A little bit on the tips here. one little bit of pink on the very center. Just to give a little highlight. You quite like Doctor Strange to name a queen or a king? Okay, that's fair. Did you enjoy the actor who played him in the movie? I didn't get a chance to. I'll probably paint on my face now. Did you get a chance to see the movie? I have not yet. That being said, don't hate me for that. I've dropped off from the Marvel movies, and I feel like it's really hard to get back into them because there's so many, and I don't know where to start again. It's like anything. I know that people avoid Game of Thrones because there's so much to get involved with. But if ever people want to get involved, I'm like, here, come on down. Read the books. Let's go. Let's start. Sure, they're in timeline. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. I could just Google what the timeline would be for watching them. But I think we're okay. I think maybe I'm going to let him have his piece and let it be an hour and a half Dragonfly. Yeah, that's it. That's it right there, Vaco. There's so many movies that I feel like you're inundated with it, and it gives the story chance to just I know comics, you can kind of go anywhere with them. I love comics for that reason, but I also love keeping some of the lore. And so, well, thank you. Thank you. My Dragonfly also appreciates you. I'm going to do a mantis tomorrow, and then I'm going to do a ladybug the next day. So, be prepared. Be prepared. Or maybe in an hour, because I feel like taking a break and getting some water. I don't know what time. What? Oh shit. Oh shit, praying mantis? Yeah. You better watch out. Praying mantis is coming. I might be able to get it started today. I have a canvas already. Already. I know you're not prepared. Your face isn't prepared. I can tell. I'm going to leave you a little bit of time so you can get prepared. Go get yourself a snack. We're going to come back to reality here shortly. Thank you for hanging out with me. I'll see you in a bit. If I can figure out where there's my end stream button. See, I'm completely unprepared. I was just looking at dragonflies the whole time. This is my life. I'll see you in a bit, my dear. Thank you for hanging out with me. All of you. You guys are wonderful. I will hopefully have this stream up on YouTube in a little bit. Probably going to throw some music over it so you don't have to listen to me the whole time. But that'll be the case. Professional is never something you are going to find here. All right? Mr. Corduroy, take that. Mwah. See you guys soon.